All right, we're here at All-American Bowl check-in. Ohio State wide receiver, signee, now officially a member of the program,
Yes,
Jaxon Smith-Njigba, and also a five-star now, a recent update. So, Jaxon, great senior season from you. Just kind of talk about some of the records you said. You mentioned you broke several records this year. I think school and maybe some state records, I believe.
Yes, sir.
What were some of the highlights of that great season for you?
Just individually, breaking all those records, it was cool. 6A, most receiving yards. I want to say I was top 3 ever in catches, yards, and receptions and all those. So, the individual was cool. Just my senior year, had a blast going down in the playoffs and competing and playing against, the best teams in the state. It was awesome. And leading my team that far, I was proud of those guys. And it was just a humbling experience and an experience I'll never forget.
Yeah, all the way to the state semifinals, I believe you said. With that has come, I don't want to say you were overlooked. You've always been highly thought of.
Exactly.
And you had a lot of early offers from major programs like Ohio State. But it feels like this year just things kind of took off for you on almost a different level. Did you feel that way? Was there something different about your game this year, or kind of what?
Yes, sir. Just going off, Texas high school, Texas high school football, there's nothing like it. And, for me to, just to put up amazing numbers and, amazing highlights and just do what I do, it definitely got a lot of attention in the playoffs. I definitely got a lot of attention because, I just stayed level-headed and I just kept pushing, doing what I do. And, everything always unfolds at the right time. And, I'm happy with how everything has turned out.
Guys signed, they don't really do ranking position groups, but right. I think it's pretty much accepted that Ohio State has signed the best wide receiver class in the country this year.
Yeah.
A couple of those guys are, you're down here, G's down here. What's that discussion like? It seems like you guys all fit together as well, different roles for everybody.
Right.
What's that? It's got to be exciting to come in with this group of guys.
It's an exciting, great experience coming in with all these guys. Everybody has their unique talents, and we're just trying to mold them together. And to come in a place like this, it's kind of second to none, and it's going to be a great experience. And just playing with those guys, starting off early is going to be amazing. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Another exciting thing for you receivers, you got a commitment from Jack Miller very early. Jack stuck with Ohio State the whole way, is signed, a very talented player.
Right.
But you go and add C.J. Stroud on the first day of the early signing period, so now you've got 2 great quarterbacks in your class. What have you seen out of C.J. from your conversations with him? I know you were at the opening together as well. Just what have you seen out of him so far?
C.J., there's a lot to say about him. He's a great quarterback, has great height, has great strength, makes good decisions. I'm excited that he's here. Like you said, we were in the opening together, and he was doing his thing. So I know he's going to do his thing here. He's a hard worker, and can't wait to catch those passes. I know he's excited. I'm definitely excited. So it's going to be awesome.
This is the second straight year that Ohio State has signed maybe the best wide receiver in Texas and a prolific high school player with big numbers.
I believe
Garrett certainly had a great freshman year for Ohio State, made some big plays against Clemson the other night.
Awesome.
There's a relationship there with Garrett, I believe, that you guys have gotten to know each other pretty well, and kind of has he been able to give you any advice, because you're going to be trying to do what he did this year in terms of trying to make an early impact?
He's definitely talked to me. He's a Texas boy. I'm a Texas boy, so he definitely I definitely try to get him to give me advice, as much as he can, and he's open to arm. He's a great person, first of all, and he gives me great advice on how to be a good receiver. He had an amazing freshman year, one of the best freshman years as a receiver that I've seen in a while, and I'm happy for him, and I can't wait to play and watch him lead.
Yep. And he played in this game last year.
Right.
Had a great game.
Great game.
Obviously, you've kind of had a chip on your shoulder. You seem to have been a guy who maybe didn't want to be overlooked.
Right.
Maybe felt overlooked at times.
Right.
this is kind of your last, I guess, statement you can make before you head to Ohio State. I mean, how do you look at it that way, as kind of still trying to prove yourself, or is it more of a relaxed thing this week?
I would say it's kind of both. You know, on some things it's going to be relaxed, on some things I'm going to, you know, compete hard, and that's what I'm doing. I'm a competitor. Prove everybody that I'm the best receiver in the nation. And you know, just go out and compete. You know, it's gonna be fun, and you know, got a lot of great athletes here, and I'm excited. So it should be awesome.
And then obviously, lastly, you know, Mike Yurcich leaving for Texas to take their offensive coordinator position. So Coach Day will have to fill that role. How do you take that news, and kind of how do you look forward now as Coach Day will try and get you guys a good replacement?
I mean, we believe in all those coaches as of all the recruits. Coach Yurcich, he was a great coach. We've always talked, and you know, he had to make the decision for him, so I'm happy for him. But I believe in Coach Day to bring in the best, as you know, the recruits. So not really too worried. I hope Coach Yurcich, you know, has a good time, and you know, happy for him and his decision. But you know, Coach Day is going to bring in the best man possible for this job, and you know, we believe in that, so it's going to be awesome.
And we should, you know, mention that without mentioning, you know, obviously that's not your direct position coach. You've developed a great relationship with Brian Hartline and Coach Keenan Bailey. Both guys work directly with the wide receivers. And, I mean, does that maybe help this a little bit as well with you, where you know your guys are still there in terms of the wide receiver room?
Oh, yeah. Coach Hartline, you know, Coach Keenan Bailey, I have faith in those guys. Great coaches, a big part of the reason why I committed to Ohio State. But, you know, so I'm looking forward to that, you know, the loyalty and my loyalty to them. So it's going to be awesome.
Thanks, man. Good luck this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.